Alright, Vechain has had a pretty reasonable sized pump to the upside, just short of 10%. And in this video we're going to jump down into the technical analysis, review what's been going on and what we think is likely to happen next. As I get into the video, if you find it useful and informative, smash the like button, I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏𝗧𝗏. If you haven't joined us in Discord, check it out guys, link is in the description below. Right, Vechain paired up with USDT. This is actually a contract on BitGet and on the 1 hour chart. Unfortunately, BitGet at the moment doesn't have Vechain on spot, but this will do for the smart money concept side of things. If you're a leverage-based trader, then you're using BitGet, and if your leverage-based trader is not using BitGet, why not check out the affiliate link in the description below. Let's take a look. Right, so we got there's pretty significant move to the upside. We can see smart money has come in and dragged the price of Vechain slightly higher here. So for the most part, we are going to be skeptical because we've moved up quite significantly. We're not quite done yet. I think there's a little bit more to the upside to be had, but it isn't terribly too much more. I think we're getting close to being done here. So for the most part, pretty reasonable. We're kind of pushed up to the 1.5. I do expect us to correct down before rallying up again, but not right away. Let's kind of go through my thought pattern here. So for the most part, as you can kind of see, we've got 4 fair value gaps that are created. I don't think we're going to go and grab all of these right off the bat, but I think this one down here seems fair play. Go ahead and draw it on. So that's this one here, coming in at 1.559 to 1.570. This one seems like fair play for a correction before moving up. So for example, my expectation might be that we come and do something like this, where we go up into that 5-wave movement. Now it doesn't look like it is anything more than a 335, so flat correction A, B, and C, but you know, we'll see how that kind of plays out. But for the most part, that's kind of where I'm thinking. And then we can move down, and then we can rally on up again, because I still think there's room to kind of reach up some of these fair value gaps that are slightly higher in the price chart. And as I said previously, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we are able to kind of reach some of those slightly higher levels. But let's see, momentum is not on our side, whereas it was a few days ago when we were last talking about a pump being required, specifically down over on this side over here, right, on the 19th of June, I think it was. There was actually a lot more momentum giving us the idea that we have a big run to the upside, and that momentum has shifted and changed. So that kind of stunts our growth. We're kind of talking about 2 to 2.5 cent, and actually it looks like all we've done here is basically 1 cent, maybe possibly even 2. So it's not the best movement that we've seen, so you're going to be a little bit cautious with that. We'll see how the structures form and all that kind of stuff. Now if I jump over into our daily time frame, you can see that we were in the range for accumulation 1.2 to 1.4 as listed here, and of course, you know, if I zoom out of this one, you can kind of see there was still that expectation that we can come down ever so slightly lower, and that still is technically valid, but we'll see if that one plays out or not. So 1.2 to 1.8, for example, there. Now, depending on your stochastics, this one here is on OHLC4 on the RSI source. That shows us with slightly different positioning than this one, when this one is on the default close position. So on the default position, you can see that we're not oversold on the monthly or weekly anymore, okay, and we're overbought daily for daily 8 and 4 hour. If I come over to this one, you can see we're oversold on the monthly and the weekly. We're not overbought on the daily, and it's only really the 4 and the 8 hour that are coming together to say that they're the same. Okay, and so the differences are that we're taking average positions of candles or closed positions of candles when calculating the RSI source, which then changes the stochastic element to the RSI. So for the most part, I would say that the OHLC4 is the one to kind of rely on a little bit more than the closed position, which is why I prefer it. But, you know, got to take them both into consideration, in my opinion. So with that being said, I would say that we probably still have more to the upside, which I think is obvious within its structure, but it's limited. Now, obviously, we can still see that potential move up higher, okay, it is still technically valid. We haven't broken down to kind of void any of that. But in order for us to kind of continue running, I think Bitcoin has to, and Bitcoin is also running out of momentum and running out of steam to the upside. So not giving me huge amounts of confidence at this point in time, considering how there isn't really that much demand coming into the space at the moment. All you see is big funds kind of pushing the price of Bitcoin and pushing the price of some of these altcoins in specific directions without actually seeing, you know, a huge number of different participants. Okay, so demand being reasonably low, but we want to be a little bit cautious. That's all I'm saying there. Now, from our demand element, we can take a look at volume, right? And we can see volume here, although price is pushing up, volume has actually been dipping here quite a bit. So we can see, if I just draw a trend line, that our volumes have decreasing quite a bit. Price has also been decreasing, that's just fine. And this move to the upside here, you can see that volumes are still very unimpressive in comparison to kind of, you know, where they might want to be in further down the line, right? We can see more impressive volumes when we've had more significant surges to the upside. Whereas where we are right now on this hourly chart, it doesn't look great. Okay, so I want to keep a little bit of that in mind as we kind of jump through some of these. And I don't think there's anything of note on here. So we had our bullish divergence that was indicated right in here, so again could have been captured early. I know that we've done some trades on Vechain, or more specifically within our Discord server for our members. JB has been looking at going long on Vechain, so I think he's done incredibly well on that one. Hopefully some of our members maybe also were taking a look at Vechain for trading purposes. Let's jump on over into our daily time frame this side, right? So as you can see, we're pushing up quite aggressively here without doing terribly too much in way of price. This is not a strong position to find Vechain in. So for the most part, my expectations are a potential move to the downside again, and then have another attempt at a run upwards. Not giving me too much confidence that we are looking at this as a big significant move right now, even though that is what my expectations were a couple days ago. So my expectations were that we're going to be pushing more upwards towards kind of the resistance lines at around 2 cents, and right now it looks like we're just really struggling with this little baby area that we're in right now. So nothing terribly too impressive. Obviously great if you're using leverage and you're able to trade this move to the upside here, but at the moment I'm thinking we're probably going to really struggle to kind of continue this run upwards on Vechain's VET token. So yeah, I think that's going to kind of just roll this one up now in this video. I don't think there's terribly too much more to talk about on Vechain at this particular point in time, so we'll just sit back and wait for the next kind of structures to emerge, and then hopefully that will allow us to then be in a bit more of a stronger positions from a trading point of view, or from just an accumulative point of view as well. So if you found it useful, smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, check it out, link in the description below. Until the next one though, guys, have a fantastic day.
We are not financial advisors, and none of what we have communicated verbally or in writing here should be considered as financial advice. It is not. Do your own research before investing in any digital asset or affiliate offers, and understand that investing in any crypto is risky. If you do, you need to be prepared to lose your entire investment. This video is for information and entertainment purposes only. All our videos are strictly personal opinions. Please make sure you do your own research and never take our opinions for financial guidance. There are multiple strategies, and not all strategies fit all people. Our videos are not financial advice.